Hi everyone, Elle here. Welcome back, and let's jump right into part 2 of Scar's walkthrough for Disney Dreamlight Valley. Scar's next quest is pretty straightforward. He doesn't like your clothes. So in order to talk to him, we have to become more stylish. In order to do this, we have to find Mother Gothel, and we have to ask her to help us. She tells us, eventually, to gather 2 citrine, 1 iron ingot, 4 fabric, and 10 fiber. Gather the materials, and then return to Mother Gothel. Also, just make sure that you are saving your game every 5 to 8 minutes. We're still in the very beginning of this game. They're still working on it, so take that into consideration. I'd hate to see any progress lost.
What are you waiting for?
So once we hand over the materials, she gives you the coat, which is actually kind of cute. It's actually really cute. And then we can check ourselves out here for a little bit, and we will eventually go back and talk to Scar. Scar, of course, insults us, but then he tells us that he's hungry and he's considering eating other characters. Well, we can't have that, so we have to come to a compromise, and that is going to include Remy. So Remy can cook for him. I also just want to apologize ahead of time. I'm in the middle of doing a speed build for decoration, so my peaceful meadow is a little bit crazy right now. So we find Remy and we talk to him. He basically says that Scar is the worst critic, but ultimately agrees to cook for him. Remy gives you 2 new recipes. Make sure that you have the ingredients and then find a cooking station to cook 2 of each. For the first recipe, we need salmon, seaweed, and rice. And then for the second recipe, we need tuna, soy sprouts, I believe, and seaweed and rice. So once we cook those dishes, we need to find Remy again, head back to him with the finished dishes, talk to him, hand over the dishes, and then follow him to Scar to witness the conversation.
We work well as a team.
There you are. You did it. Huzzah.
Talk to Scar after, and you have finished this quest. I just want to throw in there that, I already had Scar at a very high friendship level, so I'm not entirely sure exactly what level of friendship you need for each quest. I do specify the level 10 quest, but he's already pretty high, so I really wasn't paying too much attention to that. So since I already have his friendship pretty high, I'm just going to talk to him again to do the next quest. We need to level up our shovel for this quest, which is exciting. Scar is complaining about the wildebeest bones in the plateau. He wants them gone. He instructs us to go and find Scrooge and talk to Scrooge. When we talk to Scrooge, he ends up giving us a shovel mold. You can also start the quest for Scrooge on decorating the plateau now that we have restored the pillar. So now we have to go and find Scar again to see what is next.
Thank you kindly.
So Scar ends up telling us that we need to gather materials to level up our shovel. we need 5 drywood, 5 iron, and 5 lion's claws. Scar instructs us to look around the cliffs for these. We will need to dig these up, and I actually found 2 by the mining entrance cliffs, and then I found the last 3 in the elephant graveyard after I had taken a little break. Once you gather the materials, it's time to craft the lion's claw shovel head. Now we can get rid of those small bones in the plateau. But notice that you cannot get rid of the larger ones yet. So now we need to speak to Scar again. He's going to tell us that we need to talk to Mother Gothel again. Apparently, these two have a rather strained past.
Greetings.
Mother Gothel tells us that we need 10 purified night shards, which we can craft at our crafting table, and then we need old bones. We can find the old bones by following her directions and heading back to the mine. Once inside, we need to follow her directions that she gave us. We're going to walk left, walk a little, make a right, and then make a left again. And we will find when we follow these directions that the bones are pretty easy to find. They are actually on the ground where that first treasure chest was. I'm still going to show you via video in case you get confused, but it's pretty straightforward and they are glowing, pretty easy to find. Now we have the old bones, so it's time to head to a crafting station and craft some purified night shards. I decided to keep Scar as my travel companion so I could find him easily. So once we talk to him, he instructs us to head over to his house and that we can burn those bones into ash inside his house. So once inside, we need to locate the volcanic geyser and it will shoot out the ashes at you. All you have to do is interact with it and you can put the item in there and you will be able to obtain the ashes that we need to continue this quest. We can now bury the ashes anywhere in the sunlit plateau. It was raining in my game, so they were automatically watered. I still watered it with the miracle potion, but then I went and harvested all of my pumpkins, and by the time I came back, I was able to harvest the flour. Once harvested, craft the roaring shovel head, and you will be able to now remove the larger bones in the plateau that I know that you've been eyeing since opening this biome. Once you remove the bones blocking the bridges in the plateau, talk to Scar again, you have completed this quest. Also, just a side note, the amount of clay that you obtain from removing the bones is actually insane. Like, I couldn't believe it, and I'm very grateful. For Scar's level 10 quest, the final one, we have to be at level 10 friendship, obviously. If you need tips on how to do this, please watch my first video, Tips and Tricks for Disney Dreamlight Valley. I speak on how to level up friendships fast, as well as other tips that really help in this game.
I love it.
So after leveling him up and talking to Scar again, we will need to do some cooking. We will need to cook teriyaki salmon and Snow White's gooseberry pie. Learn both of the recipes in your inventory, cook the dishes, and then we are going to head back over to Scar's house. So we're gonna head into Scar's house, but once inside, we are going to hand over the meals. And of course, we find out that his intentions were not pure. He is cursed by us, in fact. He says that he's looking for a trinket that we have hidden. We need to go talk to Merlin, and Merlin is going to shed some light on the situation, as per usual. And we will ascertain from Merlin that there was an incident with the sunbirds in the plateau that Scar needs to reconcile.
Well, hello.
And so Merlin gives us a recipe for a sunbird feeder.
Yes.
We need to head to our crafting station, craft 2 of these, and then we are going to head back to the plateau.
Oh. Well, you run along now.
Fortunately, I already have everything that this recipe needs. You will have to gather dark wood if you haven't already been doing that. That is my daily goal. But there are some rare things that we need for this recipe, so this might take you some time. So now time to jump back to the Sunlit Plateau. We are now going to place the sunbird feeders by the large pond, and then we are going to talk to Scar again after that. And so after talking to Scar, we learn a little bit more about the situation, and our next task is to feed 2 sunbirds. I happen to have 2 bellflowers on hand. They like those, so that's what I ended up feeding them with. Those are from the Forest of Valor. We're talking to Scar again, and we're gonna head back to the cave to see if anything happens. So we head back to Scar's cave after chatting with him, and when inside, he complains, of course, that it didn't work, but ultimately he admits that we are his friend. I am honored. Friendship, of course, breaks the curse, and a broken mirror shard is revealed. Pick up the mirror, then talk to Scar to give it back to him, and congrats, you have completed Scar's level 10 quest. If you found this video helpful, please consider supporting my channel by subscribing and liking this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.